It's always difficult to come on stage on a Friday morning, but it's always better than a Friday evening, right? So, good morning, everyone, and a fantastic keynote by Dr. Neeta Verma. In fact, she covered a lot of what I was supposed to talk about, and it's interesting the journey she talked about from the World Wide Web applications to a standard desktop to a mobile, on how applications are now being hosted on cloud on a SaaS and been delivered as SaaS, talked about the complexities of security, cyber security, data privacy, talked about artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. It's extremely, it was interesting. And the fact is that the complexity that all of you face today in government is no less than what any customer, be it government or private, faces across the world. The complexities that we see you face in the country, in India, is extremely, extremely high because of the scale that the country has and the scale that country has possesses. It's extremely challenging, and the fact that you have to navigate through all of these challenges makes it even more interesting and an opportunity for all of us. If you look today at Micro Focus, I was in a similar event in March where many of you were there. I don't know how many of you were there in the event in March, but how many of you have seen this slide? How many of you know about Micro Focus? The Micro Focus team doesn't know about Micro Focus, sitting out right there. So Micro Focus is a 43-year-old UK company. How many of you have heard of COBOL? Right? A lot of you have heard of COBOL. So Micro Focus began as a COBOL company way back in 1976 in UK. It is still a COBOL company. We still deliver COBOL. We still modernize COBOL. How many of you have heard of Hewlett Packard Enterprise, HPE? Fantastic, fantastic, absolutely. So 2 years back, we formed a new company, a new Micro Focus, when Micro Focus merged and bought the software assets of HPE. This is 2 years, exactly 2 years back. And what you see now on the screen are the various brands that Micro Focus has right now. Novell, you would have heard of Novell as a company a long time back. Micro Focus bought a few years back. Borland in the area of testing, NetIQ in the area of identity and access management. And if you go on your right, you would see the assets of HPE software, or Hewlett Packard Enterprise software, which also come in the fold of Micro Focus now, with HP OpenView, Data Protector, Opsware, Mercury, ArcSight, it's all there. What has changed from what I presented to some of you in March was that you will see a new logo here called Interset. That's the latest acquisition we've done a few months back. It's in the area of artificial intelligence, in the area of security. That's a new acquisition we've done. So net, if you look at it, we are a pure play software company, a top 10 pure play software company in the world, working in a number of technologies. And what you see here is some of the popular technologies and brands that come under the umbrella of Micro Focus. What Dr. Neeta Verma talked about means that all this whole digital transformation journey that's happened in the last 2 decades creates a lot of complexity in your ecosystem, because you have to support many technologies, and you build a lot of legacy over a period of time. We don't have too many mainframes in the country in India, but we still have a lot of mainframes in a lot of public sector insurance companies. For example, LIC, for example, has mainframe solutions, right? So you have solutions today on mainframes. As Dr. Verma said, you have solutions now on mobile, you have solutions on the cloud, you have solutions on-premise. You're also putting your applications on virtualized environments, you're containerizing ecosystems. At the same time, you're also collecting an inventory of infrastructure, software, databases, operating systems. It's a complex ecosystem today. This is what we see you as. Every state that you go to, every ministry that you go to, if you go to their IT, and if you go and do an audit of the IT ecosystem, you will see this complexity. Moreover, what's also coming in is Internet of Things. And Dr. Verma also talked about IoT. So we're having a number of smart city projects, for example, that are being rolled out across the country, and that's where you're trying to unearth the power of IoT. So IoT is bringing in more complexities today in your ecosystem. So while you have to be more contemporary, while you have to go to the latest technologies and also support legacy because you have a large ecosystem of citizen services that you have to deliver, this is what presents in front of you. And this is complex. It's not easy to manage this ecosystem. And hence, the complexity increases year by year. In fact, the speed of complexity is increasing as we move forward. Now, where can Micro Focus help you? Let me try and simplify IT. And all of you are scientists here, technologists here, and I will try and do a difficult job of simplifying everything. And let me go back to what Dr. Verma addressed. What's key for all of you of delivering citizen-facing services is, number one, is you all will be building applications. The applications would be sitting on some infrastructure. The infrastructure can be on-premise in a data center which is captive, can be on a private cloud, or can be on a public cloud. It depends upon how you want to scale up, how you want to host your applications. But you'll have applications sitting on infrastructure which can be anywhere. The infrastructure can also be virtualized, can be containerized. You keep on developing new technologies. And the combination of these two will be generating a lot of information and data. And hence, the data, and she talked about, because you're giving all these applications, you're collecting a lot of private data, a lot of citizen data, a lot of financial data because of digital payments, etc. A lot of information and data is collected, right? This is something, these three foundations are something which are common across anything, any digital service that you would deliver to the end customer or internally to your departments. That's what you will do. Where Micro Focus helps is in all these three areas. While we are not the application, we'll help you deliver better high-quality application faster. That's what we can help you do. So we talked about, she also talked about the rate of upgrades and version upgrades that are happening right now has increased tremendously. Earlier, you could have a version upgrade on an application once in 6 months, once a year. Today, you're looking at improving your applications, delivering new versions of your applications every week, if not every day. Which means you need to have, and this new version should also work. The functionality should work what is meant to be. And hence, there is a need to deliver high-quality applications continuously at a faster rate. At the same time, we talked about the complexity about the infrastructure. If you look at it, it's a true hybrid IT ecosystem today. Today, you can't say that I will only be on a public cloud, and that's it. You can't say that. You will need to be on a private data center as well. You may need to create a private cloud as well. You may need to have an ecosystem which is highly virtualized because of the way that workloads are changing. Or you may also need to have a system which is containerized because of the way you want to deliver services and upgrade services going forward. It's a complex hybrid IT ecosystem, and what you need is the agility to be able to manage this complex hybrid ecosystem, and that's what Micro Focus helps you do that, to manage this complex hybrid IT ecosystem. The third and the most important asset that you are building is information and data. That information and data is what will help you deliver services faster. And the example she gave was about the traffic challans, right? And the fact that the magistrate has information on a dashboard about a specific vehicle and the license number and the past violations that would have happened, etc., etc. Now, you need to manage this data. You need to manage this whole data life cycle. It's a life cycle of the data. And regulations and government regulations will actually tell you that you need to manage this for a certain amount of time, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And she also talked about data privacy laws or the India Data Protection Law coming on. We help you do the entire data lifecycle management as well. So on these three areas, which are critical for you foundationally, be it the applications you're building, hosting it on an infrastructure which can be anywhere in a hybrid ecosystem, and the data and information that you're generating, we help you manage all these three things. But that's not the end of it, and she brought a very, very important concept of cybersecurity. You need to ensure you are protecting all these three elements. And hence, it is just not one element, it's all these three elements. And she stressed upon the fact that you need to be protecting the application while you're coding the application itself, not wait for the application to be on production. This is where we help you. We have solutions which can help you define security vulnerabilities while you're coding at the application build stages itself. Secondly, she also stressed on the fact that you got to protect what matters most. So it's applications, infrastructure, and information and data. So we talked about application. You also protect your information, infrastructure, as well as identities. So you protect your infrastructure sitting underneath the application, and also the identities which are accessing that infrastructure or the application. So giving access control to yourself. You're protecting the second layer. And third, but the most important layer, as I said, the greatest asset you're generating is data. You need to protect your data. You need to ensure that the data is encrypted so that even if it's exfiltrated, it's junk for person who's stealing your data. Micro Focus helps in these three areas of application, infrastructure, and information security. All these three areas, you have solutions that can help you there. Now, Dr. Verma stressed it is not the end of it, because at the end of the day, what you need is an intelligence so that you can have predictable outcomes, or you can have an intelligent outcome of whatever you are generating. And this is where big data and predictive analytics solutions from Micro Focus help you. And we have solutions in all these three areas, whether it's around machine learning, whether it's around AI ops, or whether it's on user behavior analytics. In these three areas of applications, infrastructure, as well as information and data, we help you do AI, ML, and analytics. So this is short. In short, I kind of simplified what we do. I haven't still named a product or solution, but we play in this entire domain. That's our lay of the land. That's what we do today. We play in the entire domain. And hence, in this complex world, our mission is that we will help you run and transform, because you cannot change overnight from A system to B system and say, I will not do a traditional app and I'll move everything to a mobile app. It's not possible. You still have those far rural corners where you still have a kiosk. So you need to maintain applications as a traditional desktop application or a mobile application, or transform to a mobile world, or transform to a cloud-hosted world. So we will help you run and transform. At the same time, we'll ensure that you are able to innovate with minimal risk. That's the cost of transformation. There is a price of transformation, and there is a risk of transformation. So we will help you innovate with minimum risk and minimum cost. That's what our mission is. And if you look at it, this is our portfolio. This portfolio is very broad. We have over 300 products, and Jerome Labat, who's here, who is the global CTO of Micro Focus, will be delivering the keynote after me. He'll take you through this portfolio in terms of how this portfolio can help yourselves, talk about use cases, talk about how Micro Focus is using these technologies to help our IT transform as well. But if you look at it, in summary, we do application modernization. So we can modernize applications, still run applications running on mainframes, and we can move those applications to latest Linux clusters if you want to do that. We help in the application delivery management, which is completely enterprise DevOps, secure enterprise DevOps, the hybrid IT management world in terms of managing your infrastructure, and help you in big data and cybersecurity. So this portfolio is huge, over 300 products. But in simple, what we do is that we've decided to have 4 focus solution areas. We believe that every customer will be delivering applications, and hence speed is important, and hence we will help them doing enterprise DevOps, or as ma'am said, secure enterprise DevOps. We'll secure the enterprise DevOps lifecycle. And speed is of essence here. And when this application is being hosted on infrastructure which is complex and hybrid IT, we will help you the agility to do hybrid IT management, which means it doesn't matter where your infrastructure is, what technology you're using. We'll help you manage that ecosystem smoothly, help you transform workloads from an on-premise to a cloud and back if you want to, smooth, seamlessly. At the same time, we'll help you in security risk and governance. The third focus area is security risk and governance in terms of protecting what matters most. At the end of the day, if you look at this hotel, the checking happens at the gate. You're all frisked The cars are checked at the gate. Nobody is checking you here. Nobody is checking, frisking you here. So what you have to do is to protect what matters most, be it applications, be it infrastructure and identities, or be it data and information. It will help you protect what matters most. And last but not the least is give you the insights with predictive analytics. This is what we'll do. And moving forward, we'll see Jerome take you through this whole journey in the next half an hour in terms of how Micro Focus is helping customers, government, enterprises, and private in this journey of digital transformation. I would want to end by giving you a snapshot of how we're working with Indian customers in the government and public sector space. So we have successful deployments across central ministries, public sector enterprises, as well as state-run projects as well across the board. So for example, Central Board of Excise and Customs, right? They're using our technologies to support their infrastructure through a NOC, secure their infrastructure through a SOC, as well as test the applications before they go live. So they're helping us we're helping them in enterprise DevOps, in hybrid IT management, as well as in cybersecurity. One of the projects that we are very proud of being associated is with Government of Rajasthan in the project of Bhamasha. And if you've heard of Bhamasha, which is about financial inclusion of women and empowering women, and it's a very complex project reaching almost 1.6 crore families across the state. This is where we're helping the government manage the hybrid IT infrastructure that they have to support this whole ecosystem and also secure the entire application landscape as well as the infrastructure landscape. So we are very proud to be associated with them. And they're also testing the applications through our enterprise DevOps COE. So very proud to be associated with the government. Many projects that we associate with in smart cities, for example, a lion's share of smart cities that have gone on the floor right now or under execution stage, we have a role there and we help the master system integrator as well as the smart city organization in either hybrid IT management or in cybersecurity or in enterprise DevOps. Extremely happy to be here. Thank you for taking the time out, and I look forward to you, listening to the next session with Jerome, where he'll take you through what we do in detail. He'll double-click down and tell you what we go through, and look forward to engaging with you in future. Thank you so much for coming, and it was a pleasure being here. Thank you so much.